Well, it's been raining solidly for the past 12 hours, but there's finally a break. So I've popped down to the allotment after work, and all I'm going to do today really is move the slabs onto my plot and get the wood down. I've already made a start on the wood. I'm just going to put it in the polytunnel for overnight to hopefully dry out a little bit, and then I'm going to pull the slabs up, and that'll be about it because it's going to be dark within an hour or two. There you go. As you can see, it's a bit wet. I've had it stacked the best I could at home, but it should dry out a little bit in here. What I think I might do as well next year is might rearrange the polytunnel a little bit to have 3 narrow beds. So I'm going to have one down each side and then one up the centre. I'm going to cut it short, probably about 3 foot from the door, and then that gives me more growing area. I'm not having to clamber over things to get into weed. But that's a project for later on in the year. I've got plenty of wood, so I should be able to do that. But yeah, let's see if we can get these slabs moved. So the weather's picked up a little bit. It's finally stopped raining. So I've got my various pieces of wood that I've brought up. I've got my tools and my screws. And what I'm going to see if I can get done today is I'm going to get the first bit of path in there, first raised bed, and then if I've got time, potentially get laid out for some slabs. I don't think I'll get the slabs in today because I don't know how long the weather's going to hold, but if I can just get this one bed done, and that'll be a start. I like to reduce the width a little bit because when I cut the planks down, the piece of wood that I get left over is 1.4 meters, and I was going to do the beds 1.8, but that means I'm going to be 400 short on every bed, which means I'm going to have a lot of waste wood. So rather than do that, I'll just make the beds a little bit narrower, and then we'll probably get an extra one in, but it's going to make more use of the wood because it's pretty expensive at the moment. I don't want to waste any, so that's why I'm going to make them a little bit shorter. We've just dropped the first 2 beds in and roughly positioned them, but I'm struggling a little bit because the arch is in the way and the beams are in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the beams off, put them in a box to dry out, and I'm going to move the fence in, and I'm going to move the arch over to the other side of the plot just to give me a little bit of room to work in, because carrying these heavy slabs I don't want to be tripping over things. So I'm going to take the beams down now, move all the things out of the way, and then get on with it. I'm happy with that harvest. As I said, I'm going to take them home and dry them out further and then shell them all. It's going to take a while though because there's a lot of beans there. So I've removed the covering off the area where the bed's going to go, and I've measured the length and the width, and using a bit of basic maths, 3.6 meters squared plus 1.4 meters squared is 15.9, and the square root of that is 3.885. So from corner to corner on that bed should be 3.885 meters, and then I'll know it's square. So I'm just going to set that up now. So I've popped the tape measure across, and as close as my eyesight will get it, that is 3.88 meters, or as near as damn it. So now I know that that bed is square. Right, so we're in, we're square, we're running parallel because I've used a string line to make sure the line's straight. So all we've got to do now is get the spirit level and try and get the bed as close to flat as I can. That's the first raised bed done, and because I've taken a little bit of time to make sure it's all square and level, the rest of them should be relatively easy. What I plan on doing is put slabs in and push the next bed up to it, and so on and so forth, all the way down the plot until I run out of slabs. Well, the sun might be out, but it's bloody freezing. It's currently 3 degrees and we've had a frost last night, but once the sun's been out for a little while, got rid of the dried the grass off a little bit, we can get started. I'm just gonna have a cup of tea and then we're going to get to it. Hopefully I'm going to get the path and the second raised bed in today. Hopefully, we'll see how we go. So the 2 raised beds are now level at both ends, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my float that I've made to level off the soil in the pathway, and then it's just a case of dropping the slabs in, which won't take too many minutes. So if I can find my float, I shall get on with that. Let's see, first path in. The slabs are slightly longer than 600mm, so I've just come over a little bit there. I don't think that'll be a problem. I've managed to get it at the same height as the grass, which is okay. So yeah, I'm gonna screw this one together, and then I'm gonna have to move the arch. Just gonna put it over there for now. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's gone in reasonably well. So I'll just start on this one now and get the arch moved. So I've got all these French bean vines that I cut down, and what I'm doing is I've dug a trench roughly a spade's depth deep, and I'm just lining the bottom of it with the bean stalks, and then what I dig out I put on top of the ones that I've already done. So I've already done that part of the bed. I'm going to do this section down here, then I'm going to do another row along there, and then just level this bed off and leave it, and hopefully they'll rot down and provide some good nutrition for whatever crops go in here next year. So we've got 3 beds in. This one just needs a little bit more work, but I've got the paths in, so I've got 1, 2, 3 paths and 3 beds. I've got enough slabs for 2 more paths, so I might have to leave the last section up there till I can get hold of some more slabs. But I think I've done enough today. It's time to go home. I'm ready for my lunch. So we've run out of time again, so it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much and goodbye.